Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am quite excited as I am starting a new playlist on Odoo 19. And my first video will be on Odoo 19 accounting, that how to manage the Contra Voucher entry, means how to manage the internal transfer from bank to cash or cash to cash or bank to cash. Now in Odoo 19, Odoo has revamped the reconciliation view. We will check by comparing Odoo 18 with the Odoo 19, so you can check that clear difference. Okay, so currently this is my Odoo 18 and this is my Odoo 19. Okay, just let me make it quite bigger. In Odoo 18, if we will check in the accounting, we have configuration. In menu we have that add bank account reconciliation model. This belongs to your Odoo 18, but in Odoo 19 it's revamped totally. If I will check with the accounting configurations, and here you can see that the revamp the menus of those configurations also. You can't see any options for the add account for the reconciliations model. This is the first difference. Now let's do the internal transfer contra voucher entry in Odoo 18 initially, and then we will do it in Odoo 19. Okay, so now if we will check, here we have that bank, cash. So first of all we have to check those journal entries. In the journals, if we will select the bank, in the bank we have that outstanding. We have to make sure that you have set that proper outstanding accounts in your bank and cash. Okay, this is the first important points. Okay, so what I am going to do, this is outstanding receipts. Okay, and this is my outstanding payments. This is regarding with Odoo 18. Okay, now just let me save it. This is my bank. Now if I will check with the cash, in the cash we have to be sure this is my cash, because here we don't want any reconciliation for the cash. So now this is my cash. Okay, so now what we are going to do, if we will check the dashboard, there is no any balance for the bank and cash. So my use case is that we are receiving the payment in cash and we are then deposited those cash to bank. Okay, so what I am going to do, just this is Odoo 18, so I am doing it just quite, am I keeping any product with left to, I'm considering the 1000. Okay, so tax is removing and I'm confirming and doing the payment from cash. So selecting my journal cash and create the payment. So here this is my cash, so directly it is the paid. So if we will check the dashboard, in the cash you can see the 1000. Now what we are going to do, we are preparing the contra voucher entry. So it's internal transfer from cash to bank. So what I'm going to do here, my transactions, I'm going to do new cash to bank. Okay, my amount is 1000 because here money goes out, so it will be my 1000. I'm just going to save this. Now I'm just selecting my Kanban view, and here this is the view for reconciliation in Odoo 18. Here you can see the internal transfer model. You are clicking on that, so liquidity transfer will be there and the validator. So this is the entry that my cash goes out from cash to bank. Now bank is receiving those monies, so for that here my transactions deposited into bank, so it's a label, so just let me make it into bank. Okay, so now my amount is 1000, is goes in, so it's a plus, and I am just doing those Kanban view. Now here again internal transfer, so liquidity transfer will be there and validate. So here 1000 is into bank. So if you want to get the detailed video on this internal transfer for 18, then I have already prepared separately. You can check on this. But now let's move into the Odoo 19. Here Odoo 19, there is no any model, so where we can find this model? So here in the accounting, if we will check the bank, in that you have the options for model. Here you can see that we have only two models for the internal transfer and bank fees. This is manual, we can make it the automatic also. Here the my funds will be parked in the funds in transit account. If we want to change the account to liquidity transfer, you can do that. Okay, this is the simple step. Now I am following the same steps that I have made on the Odoo 19. So what is I am going to do, I am creating the invoice, but before that let's check the accounting dashboard. Bank and cash, there is no any balance. Before we do any transaction, let's check the entries for bank. In the bank, incoming payment, outstanding receipts, outstanding payment, and for cash, let's check for the cash. It's a cash and cash. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, invoice, preparing new, selecting my customer, my products will be the amount, and let's consider my price is 1000. Removing the taxes, confirming, doing the payment by the cash. Okay, 1000 and create. So now it's a pay. So now let's check the dashboard. Here you can see in the cash there is a 1000 amount is parked. Now let's try to manage the contra voucher entry in Odoo 19. So what we are going to do, it goes out from the cash. So here I am preparing the one statement, same as in Odoo 18. Date, cash to bank, and my amount is minus 1000. Okay, this is my list view. Now here I am clicking on that Kanban view. Now here you can see that, let me make it quick. Now here you can see that this revamp the reconciliation view. Now this is my cash to bank. Here we have option for the SAT partner, SAT account. I will prepare a more detailed video on the bank reconciliation model. Currently the focus on the contra voucher entry. I will click on that here. So now here you can see that the internal transfer. Okay, so I will click on that, and my this amount will be parked in that particular account. 3 dots button. If you want to manage the models, you can open the models, and here internal transfer, my amount will be parked in the funds in transit. So what I am going to do currently, here internal transfers and done. My funds is currently in the account of funds in transits. If we will check the dashboard, so here you can see that in cash there is no any amount. The same transactions for the bank also. So now what I am going to do, new to bank, whatever label you want to add. Now 1000 plus. So now if we will check that Kanban view, here again we have options for the chatter also. We can do the any internal communication with our teammates, and here again doing that. Internal transfers, I am clicking on that, and my same entry is appeared over here. So if I will check the dashboard, now here you can see that the amount is in the 1000. So here this is a comparison between that Odoo 18 internal transfer contra voucher entry and the Odoo 19 contra voucher entry. You can do it from your side and let us know if you are stuck somewhere. Thank you everyone.